Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Kadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the 144,000 and one-third of the elect of the nation of Israel. I'm your brother Kabash from the GMS Atlanta camp, and I'm here with the whole 45 lessons through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Kadash. In this lesson, I'm going to get into this article from the top. It reads, The Great Reset Agenda. Australia sets a date for digital IDs. You see these barcodes in the back of these people's head. You see them further in the picture. You see people with chains. That's literally what this digital ID is going to have people as the new modern day slave with these chips. Everywhere you go, you have to scan your way into something. The government has everything they need to know about you. You can't do anything without these digital IDs, which is really going to be placed in those RFID chips. Your document from your bank, from your medical exams, dentist appointments, passports if you have some. You know, if you have student loans, if you have them deferred, you know, they may just garnish it off your chip. It's going to be so much easier. So these are the times that we're heading in, and it's not too far-fetched. You see what happened in 2020. It's like, not 2020, but 2020, the year 2020, going into the pandemic. And it's going to be another one too. This time it's going to be permanent. People ain't going to be how they are right now. Now it says right here in this paragraph, the first paragraph says, the Australian ruling class has recently announced it will tentatively launch a digital identification system on July 1st of this year. 2024 is definitely the year of the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. Wow. An Australian ruling class has recently announced it will tentatively launch a digital identification system on July 1st of this year as a part of the Great Reset. In total and permanent takeover begins. See? It's going to be permanent, man. The exact date will depend on the timing of his legislation, which is due to be adopted by the federal parliament. Now, with all these wars going on, you think they're going to prolong it to 2030? No, they're saying that these chips may be in circulation worldwide by 2030. And then with these wars heating up, it ain't going to be too long for these digital IDs to be mandated and pushed on the people to get these chips. And if you don't, you'll be etched out from society. Now it says right here, the United Kingdom has made similar plans, which were made public last year in a document titled Enabling the Use of Digital Identities in the UK. And you know, once the UK do it, America's going to hop on it. And it says other countries such as Ethiopia, Nigeria, China, the European Union, and a host of other countries are in the process of digitizing their human cattle. And who is the human cattle? You Jakes. Well, essentially the people. But you Israelites are a part of that. And you're going to wander after the beast, which is this Rome 2.0 system. You're going to wander after this beast, man. America's going to tell you to get this chip. you're going to take it. And guess what? You take that chip, you're going to be burned by nuclear fire. Like the scripture says in Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. Matter of fact, I'm going to get that. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same should drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Remember the first death when he flooded the earth by water? Well, the Lord is telling you through his prophets in these times, the Lord is going to have fire to come down like rain in these latter times. And it's going to be through those missiles and those so-called UAPs or unidentified aerial phenomenon or UFOs, unidentified flying objects. They're going to shoot laser concentrated fire from those chariots onto you people too as well as those nuclear missiles being shot on you. So if you Jates take that chip, well, we already know you fit the description of Zechariah chapter 13, I think around the 8th verse. 2/3 going to be cut out of the land. What land? Well, it's not talking about the literal land. It's talking about 2/3 of Israel, the Lord's people, just being cut off from the remnant that the Lord's going to save. And that's going to be brought back to the land of Israel. And the reason why, because a lot of you just going to follow after the beast. You're going to take that chip, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So you take that mark, you take this digital ID, you're going to be finished, Jake. You're going to be destroyed. And right here it says, I reported last year that in the U.S. senators, Kirsten Sinema of Arizona and Cynthia Loomis of Wyoming have introduced Senate Bill 884, which will offer digital identities for all Americans. But thus far, the bill has not been advanced through Congress. They are likely waiting for the opportune time. And the opportune time is now, man. The opportune time is now, man. And it says, Slacky. And it says, they are likely waiting for the opportune time, probably after some major cyber disruptive event like that which was predicted in the Obama-produced movie Leave the World Behind. Leo Haman Substack, according to a report by Biometric Update, Australia's stakeholder comment period for a sweeping digital ID bill came to a close in late. It's like it came to a close. So a digital bill ID came to a close in late January after receiving submissions from businesses. It's like from business and financial groups, as well as civil rights organizations. The ruling class is now consulting with the states. Channel News Australia reports. The legislation will enable the expansion of Australia government digital ID system to include state, territory, and private sector organizations that choose to participate. The national digital ID will function like an expanded version of MyGov ID, which Australians already use to access their Australian taxation office, CenturyLink, which delivers social security payments to Australians, and Medicare. And a lot of these countries outside of America is just testing grounds. Because once America And places like UK really get in tune with this digital ID and lay it out to where they are pushing these legislations to dominate the mandating issue of these chips, especially on people of America, is over with. And these scriptures that brothers have been teaching concerning this chip is going to come to pass. I'm skipping down. This is the first step of the globalist plan for slave system. Well, for the slave system, the human cattle would need to accept a biometric digital ID so everything they do can be tracked, traced, and surveilled by their overlords. The next step will entail getting the slaves to accept a central bank digital currency linked to their digital ID. At this point, cash is eliminated along with all privacy and any illusion that there is any freedom at all. Then the full and a lot of people, they already tired of holding their phones. Lord will, I could do a video on that. But people are saying, like, nowadays people don't even really use the phone to call anybody. They just do it through text, or they have these apps like WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram. You can DM somebody, and then that's it. And people can continue on with their life. They have conveniency to, go about and do whatever they want. Still could be in contact with people, and these are coming from Jake. So how much more Esau than the rest of these other nations? People are already tired of using these phones. These phones are a thing of the past now. So where's the next phone or idea for a phone is going to come from? That chip. Instead of you dialing a phone, you can just think of the person in your head that's in your contacts, or however they're going to do it, and you just think of that person. Then you contact that person from your mind with that chip or in your hand. These are the times that we're going into, and the Lord spoke about these things concerning these scriptures. It says, then the full infrastructure for a one world slave system will be in place. In other words, there will be no turning back at this point, meaning it's time to exit the system, comply, and become its slave. You will have a choice, but it isn't going to be an easy one. Well, we already know when these times come. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. And this is going to catch Jake off by surprise, the way that this system is changing and morphing into that beast system, the image of the beast, pursuant to Revelation 13 and 15. This is what this system is transforming into. And a lot of our people is going to be caught off guard, and they're going to wander after the beast, which is the system, and they're going to take that chip in order to survive. And guess what? As soon as they do that, they're going to be destroyed, man. This is Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. Woe unto them, it's like woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Now, this is not talking about ancient Egypt. This is talking about modern day Egypt, which the modern day Egypt, which is spiritually America, a plan of bondage, a place of bondage, because the word Egypt just goes back to the native word of Egypt is Mizraim. It's not really named Egypt, but Mizraim just means double straits. That's what Egypt means, double straits. Straits goes into difficulty, worrisome, bondage. And that's what this place is, but our people are buying by because they don't know anything else, especially about this truth. The Lord said we should go to our enemies for the one of all things, but at the same time, when that time happens, when this chip come, we should be fully mentally set on things about what the Lord said to do. The Lord said, "Be ye as a pilgrim on earth, endure unto the end, all the way unto death." So when the Lord said, "Don't take that chip," that means don't take that mark of the beast. Don't take that mark. Don't take that digital ID. And know that the Lord is coming back too. Because the Lord is coming like a thief in the night. And not only him, but along with his prophecies too as well. Because these things are coming to pass. And like I said, a lot of our people is going to be caught off guard because they don't know what times we're in. We're living in the last days. And the last days consist of Jake, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and so-called Native American Indians being at the bottom. And now we're being raised at the top. And those of our enemies, so-called white man, which is Esau, and these other nations, it's not of Israel. They're going to be brought down very low. And they're going to stay there forever. Now it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. So you Jake's destruction unto you if you go down to Egypt for help, which going down into the system for help, which is the so-called white man system. You're seeing our people in 2020 going into those checkpoints and getting those vaccine shots. And then what happened after that? Jay started getting real sick and started dying. Well, the same thing is going to happen when Esau mandates this chip. And it says, stay on horses and trust in chariots because there are many. Yeah, it's talking about the army of Esau. Jake trusting Esau's army, and not only that, his substance that he has. You can get you a new Maybach or Maybach. You get you you can get you a Challenger or Camaro. Jake trusting these things that Esau has as his temporary blessing, but Jay don't know that all of these things is about to be taken away from Esau. And then horsemen, because they are very strong. Yeah, Esau, like I said, Esau's army, a lot of Jake go into Esau's army and trusting this devil that he'll supply their need, help them out and, have them some type of success waiting for them if they complete, whatever line of duty they have. But little do Jay know is woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Yeah, because the Lord he's our helper. And we are content with what he has given us. But Jake want to take it a step further. Jake take it to a step that, that they think that the Lord is not with them and that the Lord is not going to take. Says, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Yeah, Jake don't seek the Lord. But in the time of Jacob's trouble, Jake is going to seek the Lord, but it's going to be too late. The only ones that it's not too late for is the elect of the nation of Israel, whom the Lord already chosen for the foundations of the earth. This is Psalms chapter 110, verse 2. It's like it, not 2. Verse 3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. Yeah, Jake, you're going to be willing to want to, be an Israelite at that moment when the Lord comes saves the peaceable multitude, which is the elect of the nation of Israel, and destroy our enemies and put them in slavery. You're going to be willing in that time, but it's going to be too late. Just like I read in Revelation chapter 14, verse 9 and 10 about those that have their mark is going to be destroyed by that fire. So Jake, you got a chance to repent, because Esau, he's gonna come in smooth, and he's gonna get a lot of you. Jake, it's written, 2/3 of my people should die, but 1/3 should be saved. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.